And welcome. On behalf of the Heinisch family, the Scott family, and the Lagners, I want to thank each and every one of you for attending this memorial service for my dad. I know a lot of you out there. There's some of you I don't know. But my name is Larry Lagda, and Lauren Heinisch raised me from a toddler. I think the first time we met, I was about 5 years old. But even though he's not my biological father, he's my dad. He's a great man, and I may miss him. And I want to let you know that I am the reason he got a lot of premature gray hair and premature baldness. And I apologize to my sister and my brothers because my dad walked right behind me in those footsteps. So when they came along, there was no wool to be pulled over his eyes. My dad was a great man. He was a smart man. He was street smart. He was everything that my brother Lauren said and more. And we will all miss him. Now, Mark alluded to the healing process and a lot of the stories. And believe me, I've got a lot of them. I will tell you one right now, but you have to join us later for fellowship, and you'll hear more, and you'll enjoy it. I think my brothers and my sister was cheated because my dad took me to Germany for 3 years. He took me to Alaska for 6 years, and traveling the country was an education in itself. My dad loved us. He loved his children. He loved his grandchildren. But another greater love was this country. And my dad did a lot for this country. He was one of the unsung heroes that you won't read about. And it wasn't until I was about 50 years old that I really understand the important part that my dad played in the security of our country and all the other fine employees of NSA. One of the stories I want to tell you about, you know, my dad was a man of integrity. And he had that Pennsylvania Dutch integrity instilled in him from his father and his mother. And we were in Alaska. We were fishing. My dad didn't eat fish. He didn't want to have a thing to do with fish or seafood, but he did love to fish. So it was the summertime, and we were down on the Kenai Peninsula, and we were in this little town called Milchick. And my dad had gone and bought us custom fishing rods for us to fish salmon. And he also got us some chest-high waders because when you fish for salmon, only a king salmon will really bite. The other salmon, you have to snag. So you literally have to get out in the water, cast your line, reel it, and snag. So I was about 16. I want to tell you, my other brother Gary was about 13 or 14, and I never, ever heard my dad curse. Never. So here we are, we're out in this river, fishing for salmon. The water can't be any more than 40 degrees in chest-high water. And the next thing you know, my dad gets a salmon on the line. And it's just fighting him, and he's smiling, and he's as happy as can be, and my brother and I were watching him, and my dad, he's walking, and the next thing you know, my dad steps in this hole. He's up to his chest with these chest-high waders, 40-degree water, and the water is filling inside of these waders. And my dad shouts out, "Oh," and the S word. And I'm looking at my brother, and he's looking at me, and we said, "What'd you say, Dad? What was that?" And my dad said, "Never mind, never mind." And then the next thing you know, that fish broke the line, and it was gone. But that's the kind of man my dad was. When I knew I was going to have the opportunity to say a few things, and my wife of 36 years told me to keep it short, right after my dad passed, my loving wife gave me this card. And she wrote this in the card, and I just feel it's so appropriate to my dad. And I want to share this with you. And my wife wrote to me, she said, "Hold tight to the memories and remember his love for you. He would want that. He loved you, and you gave him that love in return. And he was happier for that love and affection. May you always be able to feel his arms around you and live by the example he set." I know my dad's in a better place, and he's probably looking down on us, and my brothers will tell you that he's up there just shaking his head saying, "It's too much, you shouldn't have done that." But the length of time that I had knowing my dad, there's three things that I want to end and share with you. And I want to give this out to all the fathers here in this room, and I want to give it out to the younger men, and hopefully you will share this with your families. My dad, he was somebody who walked in front of me when I needed footsteps to follow. My dad also walked behind me when I needed encouragement. And my dad walked beside me when I needed a friend. I love my dad. Pops, we will miss you. God bless. Thank you.